entertainment. This 13-letter word depicts a larger meaning when it comes to influence your life. Yes, the same action of enjoyment that you all experience every weekend by binge watching Netflix, Prime, or even sitcoms on a television. Now, let me show you a clip.
So the Sorting Hat was right. I should be in Slytherin.
It's true, Harry. You possess many of the qualities that Voldemort himself prizes. Determination, resourcefulness, and if I may say so, a certain disregard for the rules. Why then did the Sorting Hat place you in Gryffindor?
Because I asked it to.
Exactly, Harry, exactly. Which makes you different from Voldemort. It is not our abilities that show what we truly are. It is our choices.
Tell me honestly, who was a Potterhead in your childhood? Of course I was. Ignoring the fact that I'm still a teen. But did you recognize the old man here? Yeah, that was Dumbledore. The character from the Harry Potter series written by J.K. Rowling. Now this man throughout the series gave many inspirational lines. But the last line said by him is my favorite. It is not our abilities that show what we truly are. It is our choices. On that note, I would like to talk about myself. Nearly 10 years ago, when I was 6-year-old, fully egoistic and energetic boy, made up my mind to have a dual combat with my brother, who was nearly a year younger than me. I came up to this idea because in 2012, I watched this. Now, a person would seriously call me mad to be a die-hard Marvel fan at a mere age of 6. Still cannot believe that I was so excited to wait for the post-credit scene. Moving on, that day I dressed up totally in blue, I wore a helmet, and stood there as confident as Captain America. Took a pillow in my right hand. And my younger brother, of course, what did they do? They copy us, right? And so he did. And finally, the combat began. Now, of course it was meant to be a pillow fight, but my brother fell off the stage. Now, he got hurt. He ended up in breaking a ligament of his finger. And so his finger could touch the backside of the palm. Now, just imagine, 2 boys, home alone. Your parents have just instructed you to keep calm and watch television. And now, being an elder brother, you are ended up with hurting a younger brother. It was a terrifying day for me. But yeah, so my little 6-year-old brain could not think of anything else but just to console him, right? That crying baby, how can I shut him up? So I did, of course I did. I said, hey buddy, shh, don't cry. Nothing happened. It's just your finger. Hey, did you see that? You have adapted the powers of Mr. Fantastic, the Elastic Man. Boy, I'm jealous of you. You have got a superpower. And now, he was totally perplexed. The emotions on his face were worth recording. He was like, what should I do? Should I cry over a broken finger? Or should I be happy and celebrate about the newly discovered power? And that was the day I learned about the concept of giving choices and what Dumbledore truly meant. This day also showed me a glimpse of how positively or negatively a movie can influence your life. Now, that day I learned something, and I want all of you to think upon one question. How many times have you watched a movie and tried to enact the character? Just think, don't answer. Now, considering the deeper part of the question, how many times you have enacted the character according to the person whose agenda was to make you act that way? Ooh, the question got really deep, right? Yeah. But the truth is, the power of audiovisuals has been manifested throughout the history. Leaders, such as Adolf Hitler, take for example, has successfully used films as a propaganda during the World War II. We all know that, right? Now, unfortunate facts like these show the raw power of film, an immense power that has even caused revolutions. A good movie, of course, all of us have watched and feel that many movies are good, right? A good movie can certainly entertain, educate, and inspire the viewers in many ways. Now think of the impact that song had on us. You know, My Heart Will Go On. Take an example, an iconic song from an iconic movie, Titanic. Have you watched it, right? Now this movie, this song, millions of people still listen just for pleasure because they feel that songs make them think, they make them compassionate, they inspire the viewers to do good for humanity. And I totally agree with it. Now, we, all of us, people, we go to the cinema and we experience all kind of emotions within a very short span of time. Love, hatred, vengeance, violence, rape, and many other desirable as well as undesirable things that are shown to us, of course, within a very short period, like 2 to 3 hours, right? Now, many of us, of course, many of us would not have experienced all these activities in our real life. Like, how can we experience all of them, right? But the glitch is that all these activities, all these scenes are shown to us without any hesitation and restrictions, under what cinema calls entertainment. It's a contrast, right? But yeah, now let me share you my very own incidents. Few years back, I had a family gathering, and my cousins were with me for 2 to 3 weeks. Now, in my family gathering, the next day, we decided to watch a movie, The Dark Knight. Dark Knight is a movie based on Batman. Batman, of course, you all know, is a superhero of DC Comics. Now, this movie is directed by Christopher Nolan. Amazing direction, amazing screen, amazing movie, hats off. But, yeah, there's a but. My 9-year-old cousin sat to watch the movie with us. Now, this movie is being rated Universal Adult, UA, by CBFC. And so, of course, it's a UA, we allowed him. Now, the violence shown in the movie disturbed him. And he had nightmares for a week. God, I literally used to wake every night 3 a.m. just to hear the screams. It was a terrible week. But, moving on, similarly, a recent Bollywood South industry film. All of us watch, right? The love. People worldwide are loving the amazing screenplay, direction of the movie. But the glamorous aspects and the mega scenes shown in the movie mesmerized few people. And they started to smuggle illegally. Now, reports of this has been all over the newspapers. Of course, how can we ignore the fact? But the point that I'm trying to explain is that everything has something good and bad in it. You all know, right? Similarly, movies also have a very good impact if the youth, the youngsters, try to catch the good things. But if they take the vulgarity or the bad ones, it's going to have a negative impact on them. When I was in 10th standard, in the lockdown period, I watched many movies. I literally watched 2 to 3 movies a day. God, now consider this a statutory warning. Do not watch 2 to 3 movies a day. It's gonna ruin your life. Of course it did. But back to me, I watched Fast and Furious series, I watched Harry Potter series, I watched The Night at the Museum series, I watched Pursuit of Happiness. For instance, I even watched the censored part of Wolf of Wall Street. Now this movie basically shows how the American Stock Exchange works. And coincidentally, the same year, a Bollywood series also released, showing how the Indian Stock Exchange worked. Now I had American Stock Exchange tips. I had Indian ones too. I merged them. I went through books, I went through articles, I went through newspapers, interviews, many. And now till this date, I can surely tell that in future, I'm going to be an analytical investor. The thing is, movies show what we want to attain in life. They make us fantasize about our dreams, of course. Now, for instance, a movie keeps a hero belonging to a poor background. Now consider it hard work or a lottery ticket, he becomes a millionaire. Now this thing inspires the viewers. They encourage us to get out of our comfort zones. And they feel that if he can do, why not us? Of course. Now, in the end, I would not like all of you to watch the movie just for the purpose of enjoyment or entertainment, relaxing 2 to 3 hours in the cinema hall under the AC. No, not at all. Rather, see the movie with your own perspective. Your own perspective, right? Because all of us sitting in the cinema hall have different perspectives. They might see what the director wanted to show you, of course, but it is you who has seen that part, which he did not show properly, but consider that as a message. And this message is surely gonna help in your future or you can relate it to your past. And I'm stressing upon this topic because past, like before a decade, a movie released, Spider-Man. Now, Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin, of course, the famous villain of all time. Now he, being an evil, gave a very famous quote that has influenced, is influencing, and will surely influence many lives. We are who we choose to be. Thank you so much.